It is time for our August episode of
Unfiltered Brew.
I am Deb Miles.
And I am Kim Becker.
And welcome to Unfiltered Brew. And this is exciting because I'm getting ready for the podcast. And you would think when I get ready for the podcast that means I'm looking through papers, I'm looking through ideas. No, I'm looking for my lipstick.
Well, and if they could only, we really need to, like, when we get together, like, hit the record button right away because we sit and we catch up. And I'm like, why aren't we recording this? Because all of this stuff is so good.
Right. It's the podcast before the podcast because sometimes, we don't see each other for a few weeks.
It's a pre-podcast.
Yeah, it really is. And you're right. We are kind of missing the best stuff. So we'll try and reenact it for
right.
you.
That's right.
Yes.
But you know what? So, right, I wrote a book. And the book is called I Promise to Put My Lipstick On When I Get There.
Oh,
so you never go anywhere without putting your lipstick on. So I'm glad you put your lipstick on before the podcast because it makes you feel more confident.
I'm more confident. You're right. And I think I'm going to sound a little smarter. But I'm not sure.
Lipstick makes me sound smarter for sure. So I'm glad you put your lipstick on.
I hope so. Anyway, we're talking about, of course, this man I met online, and we've gone through a few dates and everything, but he seems to fade in and out, and I'm just not sure yet. But there's something tugging in me that says to give him another chance.
Well, for me, I'm all about. For me, I'm about second chances, but it's also like I want to make sure that if it's going to end, that it's definitive. That right. I don't want there to be any what ifs. If I would have given him a second chance, if I would have done this, if I would have done that. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It needs to be like there needs to be something strong that says, yeah, this is not going anywhere. Like it's completely over so that I know that it's absolutely finished so that I don't ever have that if I would have given him one more chance or whatever in the back of my brain. Because that's what I do is well, what if I would have done that? Or
I am looking. I may sound like I'm so full of myself, but I am looking for somebody who wants to sweep me off my feet.
I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think that's exactly what you should be looking for.
I'm feeling sassy. I've lost 53 pounds in my 32 weeks here.
And you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you. But I mean, I'm on this journey now, and I'm really going full steam, and I'm feeling great about myself. I haven't felt this confident in a long, long time. Not probably since I was probably in college, maybe.
And that's why you shouldn't settle. I think that's it, right?
Right.
You shouldn't settle.
And I don't want to settle. And this guy is kind of slow. No, he's a smart man. He's a smart man. Jeez, I don't mean anything like that. But what I mean is he's moving slow. And I don't know if it's because he's nervous, because every time he's around, he's a little twitchy.
Did I ever tell you that it took Tom a full month to like really kiss me?
Oh.
Did I ever tell you that?
No.
So we just had our 4-year dating anniversary at the beginning of this month. And I remember like several of our first few dates, it was just like his kiss goodnight would just be a little peck here and a little peck there. Mm-hmm. And I, I'm like, good night. Oh my gosh. I'm like, if this is never going to go anywhere. And we dated for a month. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, he was living in Michigan City at the time. He had this cute little farmhouse, and we were going to go to the beach. And so we were taking like a cooler with stuff to the beach. And so I went to his house and we were going to go to the beach together. So I got in there, and I always had to go to the bathroom as soon as I got there because it was a 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
And my bladder doesn't hold out more than that. Right. So I get in there and I go to the bathroom and I came out and I was always a little nervous around him. I don't know why, but I was always a little nervous around him.
Yeah.
And so I came out. I'm like, okay, are you ready to go? And he's like, yep, almost. He goes, I just need to do this. Well, and he got me flowers. And so It was a beautiful bouquet of flowers. He didn't have a vase, but he just put them in like a cup. And I said, are you ready to go? He goes, almost. I just need to do this first. And he grabbed a hold of me and laid this huge kiss on me. And I ended up like throwing my arm back. I spilled the flowers and all the water that was inside of it.
Very romantic.
And so he got done and he looked at me and goes, now I'm ready to go.
Oh, that's awesome.
But you know what? I loved that romantic piece of him and the respect that he had on our relationship and me, that it took him that long.
Well, and you don't know what they've went through in the past.
Correct.
Or what experiences they have that may make them a little leery or a little nervous, or you really don't know.
And I wonder sometimes too with men if they are a little not standoffish but a little reserved, let's just say, because of that, right? Like, were there other relationships before me that made it where there was rejection that was involved?
Or money.
Correct.
Or people looking for money, or people looking to you got to be careful with scams and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
But
yeah, so I don't know that being slow is a bad thing.
No, it's not. But I mean, I don't want to have to plan a date.
I'm with you.
And we've gone on three of them, and he's always paid. And we've gone and just had little things, like I've had like a burger and a beer, and that's fine. And then finally, like on the fourth date, I had him come to my house to meet the dogs, because dogs are good judges of character.
Amen. Yes, they are.
And they loved him.
Good.
They loved him.
That's huge.
And we were sitting and talking, and it was great, and it was fine. And well, anyway, I'll just say it ended pleasantly. And then he left and had to do something over the weekend, and so he didn't call me right away or text me right away, and that concerned me. That was a red flag. But it turns out like he lost his phone or something, so he did call me or text me on a number I didn't know. So that was a loaner phone. So all that, and I understand.
And think about that. That could have been an opportunity for him just to ghost you.
Right.
And he didn't.
No.
I mean, he found a way to found your, because, oh my gosh, if I lost my phone, I couldn't text you. I wouldn't know how to get a hold of you. I'd have to come here to the station because
that's true.
Remember when we were kids?
Right.
You
yes.
like had everybody's phone number memorized, because you had to go to the rotary phone. And
or with Mimi down the block, I used to always have to just go up to her door and just stare at in the screen door.
Yeah, right? And so if I lost my phone, I know Tom's phone number by heart, and I know my sister's numbers.
Right.
But other than that, and my mom. But other than that, I'd be dead in the water. Like if I lost my phone, all my you just go to their name and hit the button. I don't have to remember it.
He was very apologetic, and you're right. The fact that he followed through, and that was great.
He absolutely could have just taken that as an opportunity to ghost you, and he chose not to.
So I said, well, now it's my turn. I'll say, look, we both love baseball. We both love the Cubs. I've got some tickets to see the South Bend Cubs. You want to go on Saturday night? And he goes and sees his mother he's got a mother and a disabled sister that lives with his mom. So he always goes there on Sundays. But he said Saturday, he said, well, I promised my mom that I would take her to the casino.
Okay.
Well, is that a red flag?
No, I mean, I think it's kind of sweet that he wanted to take his mom to the casino.
But really, on
a date night, I know.
But I said, oh, okay. But he goes, let me ask, and I'll get back ASAP in capital letters. But he didn't get back to me. So
maybe it's just like, here's the thing, right? You got nothing to lose. And maybe these are the conversations that you need to have with him, as far as like, hey, just curious, is there a reason, like when you text, that you don't get back right away, or,
But I don't want to sound like I'm needy or a psycho.
No, you're not a psycho.
Well, I mean, why did you text me? You should text me. I saw it was delivered. I saw the time. I saw that you saw it.
I saw you opened it and read it. I know our phones are ridiculous. But, I mean, I think that there's ways. Here's what I would do. Do you use ChatGPT at all?
Yes, I do.
I would put this into chat.
Okay, that's
and
a good
I would
idea.
ask them, here's my situation. How would you suggest that I want to let him know that I don't like it, that he doesn't text me back immediately?
But do I really want higher technology to make fun of me too? Do I really need AI to say you're pathetic? Because that's what they would spit out. I'm pretty sure.
No, you know what? Have you noticed that AI is very compassionate?
Even
what? I write something in there and they'll say, this is very heartfelt, Kim.
There's got to be somebody that programs that.
I'm assuming, and that's how they're programming them, right? To sound like they have a heart even though they don't.
But come on, they got to make fun of something. But so that never
that's
happened.
What I would do. I would like take the situation and throw it into chat and just see what response it would be. Like, how can I let him know, right, that this bothers me? Number one, and number two, I want him to take me on a real date, and how can I let him know that too?
So I thought I let it go. I didn't call him after the Cubs thing. I didn't do that at all. Then finally, about 3 or 4 days later, he texts me good morning. Now he texts me good morning every morning. He gets up early. He gets up real. I mean, he gets up.
So stops and starts and stops and starts is what you're experiencing.
A little bit, yes.
Okay.
But usually he always says good morning. There's always a good morning, and how's everything going today, or whatever. So, I guess that's nice, right? He's thinking of me.
Right. Absolutely.
So, I thought, okay, I'll try this again. So he says we were talking a little bit, and we flirt a little bit, and we laugh, and it's fun. And he says, "Well, I want to see you soon." I said, "Okay, but it's not gonna be just like a flirty thing.
Yeah,
I want to be taken out on a date."
But you've also been very forthcoming with the fact that you're looking for a relationship.
Right.
You're looking for a companion. You're looking for a relationship. You want somebody that is going to be a part of your life long term, not just somebody that kind of flits in and out.
Right. And so I thought he did too, but I'm finding, especially on Tinder, that a lot of them are just saying that.
Yeah.
I did have another side date with another guy. He was a UPS driver. And we met at Hacienda, it's a local Mexican restaurant. He paid and everything, and he was very nice. But there's something about him that was odd too. He's never been married. He's 50-some years old.
Oh, that made me nervous.
And but he has an 18-year-old daughter, and his ex, who he didn't marry, is on disability and is living with him.
Oh yeah, nope.
And here he said he
out.
lived on a lake, which I thought that'd be nice. Well, the place is like 800 square feet. So if you've got an ex living with you and you've got an 18-year-old living with you,
well, I'm never coming over to your house.
No, I mean that's the thing. He goes, I could just. He said. We were talking about bedrooms. I said, I just bought all new furniture in my bedroom. I love my bedroom furniture. And he goes, I don't think I could fit a queen-size bed in my room.
And for that reason, I'm out.
And then we walked to the parking lot. He was a very sweet guy. But I told him, I said, I like to do things. And I noticed on his profile, it says, how do I say this? Ethical non-monogamy.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm out on that, too.
And I asked him what that meant.
He doesn't want a one-woman relationship.
And I said, well, what's the whole point of all that?
Yeah.
What's the point of, but they say they do. I mean, but on the other line, it says long-term or short-term, I guess. I guess they
right, but but you can be non-monogamous with more than one woman.
But he says it's ethical. And I said, what's the ethical part mean?
Yeah.
That if it's non-monogamy, to me, I don't think it's ethical.
No, me neither.
In my world. Maybe in other people's world.
Talk about Catholic guilt, right?
Right, exactly. He said, well, I mean, a lot of people just, they just assume that that we're going to get married and do it. I said, I'm not talking marriage. I'm not that crazy yet, right? I just want somebody I can do something with and have and go places with. And I said, I've never even been to Silver Beach Pizza in my life. And I'd like to go to the beach. I like to do that. And so he said he was very nice otherwise than that. So we sat there for about a couple hours, talked. Then we left and we're walking out, and we're walking in my car. And he goes, "Oh, our car." I said, "Is that your car?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Oh, it looks just like mine." I said, "Really?" He pointed to a 2011 Lincoln Continental.
Oh.
I've got a little. I've got a little car. And
neither one. His car does not look anything like your car.
But it doesn't. I don't want it to sound like I'm being petty, but
no. But you can just see where his analogies. I think that's what it shows, right? Where his analogies are.
A 2025 car and a 2000. I really don't care, but for him to say that they looked alike, and it's like, I don't know if he was just trying to make conversation, and find something we have in common.
Yeah. Yeah, but you don't even have the make and model isn't it? So I'm not quite sure where he was going with that.
I think
the whole monogamy thing would have been like, yeah.
Well,
no.
I thought I was like Perry. I thought it was like a lawyer or something asking him all these questions about things, and but that stuck out for me.
Yeah, it would have me too.
And I'm not going to go to a little lake house that's 800 square feet and have to deal with an ex. He goes, "Well, I'm trying to get her out, but it's like a squatter situation." I said, "No."
No, and you don't want to get in the middle of that either.
No,
and he shouldn't really even be dating until he gets that taken care of anyway. But that's where the whole monogamy thing comes in,
right?
Because it doesn't bother him. That's right.
But it bothers me.
It would have bothered me too.
But then this guy, he had a great follow through, because then he texted me. I didn't give my girlfriend suggests that I don't give my number out so much.
Agreed.
I've already done it too much, they said.
That's right. And we've seen where some of those have gotten you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What is that? Oh.
Let's not do that.
He's just a picture guy. I don't even know what kind of smile he has.
That's right. Let's not do that.
Let's don't do that.
That's right.
But he did text. He goes, "Hey, I remember you never went to Silver Pizza. Would you like to go sometime to Silver Beach? We'll go take a drive." And I thought, all I could think about was his 2011 Lincoln. And I could also think about, but it was a nice thing. I want that kind of meaning to follow through.
Yes.
And to listen to me. And not to do things.
Yes.
In this other person.
Yes. I get it.
I mean, we've talked about Cubs games with this other person, and it doesn't go through. It doesn't happen. So
maybe what that's showing you is the Lincoln man.
Yes.
What's possible.
Right.
Right. But you like the conversation and stuff that you have with the Cubs man.
Yes.
And so maybe there's the person out there that's got a Lincoln and a Cubs man all rolled up into one.
That would be great.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
I mean, I'm going to keep exploring, but I'm not ready to give up on the Cubs guy yet. Though I can't. Everybody wants me to. And then I went to see a psychic. There's supposed to be a very good psychic in the area. I know people. My therapist is the one that gave me his number, and which I don't know if it's wise that a therapist helps you get a psychic, but
it is what it is.
It is.
Yeah.
And so she said one of my clients. She does a lot of pro bono, and she said one of my clients gave me his card and to get a free reading, and I said okay. So I did it. And this guy was right on. I mean, I'll let you listen to it because I did a Zoom call because and
you recorded it?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. But he said, yeah, this guy, so he wasn't real thrilled about the Cubs guy. So I'm hoping that things change and things evolve a little bit with this. Because like I said, I should leave it alone, but I'm not. I'm gonna keep going with it for a little bit. But he knew things about my mom and it was just, it gave me chills. It really did. So do I listen to the psychic who seems to be right, or do I listen to me on this Cubs guy?
Well, like I said, I think that it needs to be more definitive. I don't believe that you're ready to give up on it as of yet. And so you have to get to that point where, yep, that's the last straw. Because until you get to the last straw, there'll always be I wonder what would have happened had I given him one more chance.
Right.
I wonder what would have happened had I stayed in there, hung in there a little bit longer. So I think there's something to do with that.
Definitely. I think so too. We should have the podcast on this. But I think it's interesting because I think there's a lot of women, a lot of people, men and women, all ages that are on apps. Well, and it's hard to navigate everything. I mean, you almost need to make a scorecard.
I'm thinking spreadsheet.
Even better. Yeah.
I started to journal when I decided that I was going in all in to date and stuff. And I was on all the apps. I started to journal each of the dates. Here's who I went out with. This is where I met him. Here's what we did. And then I rated it 2.5 stars. Oh. Yeah. And so anyway, so it got fun. Right. I think that's it more than anything else. Right. It's just to have fun. And so that's what was fun about being able to do that was it just became a game more than it did. And not that I was playing games with anybody.
No.
But it was I didn't take it too seriously.
You can't because it gets to your heart.
It gets to your heart. That's it.
And so when, I get on the weekend, sometimes I just get really down because I feel really isolated.
Sure.
And so I start going on the apps and I go back and forth and sometimes I find somebody, sometimes I don't to talk to. But I thought to myself, this is kind of dangerous when I'm in this kind of mood to be on an app.
But your mood has changed, I would think, too, because you stated at the beginning of the podcast that your confidence is so different.
That's why I'm not willing to settle.
Good.
But I like the Cubs guy. I like his background. We have a lot in common, things like that. I love that. But I just want him to step it up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And if we're supposed to see each other tomorrow, so if we do, which is another red flag. It's Thursday. We should know exactly what we're doing and
But guys aren't planners. I mean, that's part of the challenge, I think, with
Well,
guys.
he's golfing tonight. I'm sure he planned,
Yeah, but I think that guys are not just, they put it out there. We're going to get together tomorrow night, and they just assume that it's already set and ready to go, and they are just different than we are.
Yeah. Well, I hope so, because I have a new mindset. I still get butterflies around him. So I want to see what exactly, happens with that. So
I think that that's good.
I'll see what happens tomorrow night.
Isn't it interesting, though? I look back to when I met Mike, I was 24 and got married when I was 26. And, so that was, I'm 58 now, so it was a long time ago. And, I met Mike playing volleyball on a Sunday night at a church. Because there wasn't an app. You had to wait by the phone. They leave a message on the answering machine. And then you had to call them back with the hopes that you would catch them at home while they were home. You think about all these things and the instant gratification that we have now and just the difference that it is.
Just as nerve-wracking.
It's right, exactly. And, it was funny because I was talking with Melanie today and I said, isn't it interesting? And I don't know if you've had this experience or not, but, you go on a date, you like somebody, you see their picture, you're attracted to them via the picture, and then you meet them in person and you realize that the picture that they used was from 10 years ago. And I wonder now with AI how much more of that goes on.
Oh, I bet a lot more does.
Right? Like take my picture and make me look 10 years younger. Take my picture and take the bags out from underneath my eyes, whatever it is. But I wonder how many more people are experiencing that.
And I never understood I understand you want to look your best on the profiles, but to actually put a picture that's 10 years old on it, I never understood what they think they're going to get out of it.
I don't know, but they think, because, there could be two things. Number one, they might really like that picture of themselves.
Oh.
Number two, they may think that they still look like that. I know.
Really?
Sometimes I'm thinking, yeah.
Huh.
That's kind of scary.
Well, it is.
It's just so different.
But I often use you as an example.
Me?
No, to be upbeat. You're always upbeat. You always look put together. And, and now you found love.
I did.
Again.
But I also had to be patient. And I was in a really not good relationship for about 18 months. I, was naive and didn't understand what a narcissist was.
Did he take you out? He took you out and did things, right?
Yes, but it was in a manipulative way.
Oh.
Right. He wanted to take me out so that it was just the two of us and separate me from my family and separate me from my friends and wine and dine, and knew that assumed that I was a damsel in distress, let's just say, right? Because I was a widow and a single parent, blah, 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 blah. So he would wine and dine me for all of the wrong reasons so that I would get used to that, and then I didn't want to live without that kind of thing.
Now, did he have a lot of good stuff? I mean, did he have a nice car, a nice house, and all that?
No. When I started dating him, and this is where
was he living with his mother or something?
Yes.
I remember you telling me that.
Yes. The car was an older Honda. And he was unemployed, and he was living with his mother.
For all of you with older cars. For all of you with older cars, please don't think we're bashing older cars.
No.
But, there's just some things you think when a man gets a certain age, he should have.
Right. But even if it wasn't the car that threw him off, unemployed and lived with...
Cliche. That's a cliche.
That's right. And lived with his mother. I'm like, what? But...
What was he narcissistic about?
Everything. And here's the thing. So I say this right to every woman out there listening.
Yeah.
Do not think that you can change them, because you won't. Right? I thought once you get a job and you find the career that you want, that will change the behavior. That would make you happy. He was on this journey where he wanted to lose a bunch of weight. When I think about it, which is not often anymore, but when I did, he was the best version of himself when he was with me. He had dropped, I don't know, 75 pounds, 100 pounds, something like that. He'd given up sugar.
Well, you're a good influence. You're a good person to be around.
And I did everything that I could to bring that out in him, the best version of himself, but it didn't matter. It was funny. I was talking to my husband on the way here, and we got into conversation. And, when you date a narcissist, it's that they always move the goalpost. Now, this guy the Cubs guy does not sound like a narcissist
No,
at all.
I don't think so either.
No.
He's a sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart.
And but with the guy that I dated, it was, he always moved the goalpost.
Mm-hmm.
So here was our goal line, and this is where we needed to get, we'd set this, in stone, whatever it was, and we'd get to that point, and then it was like, nope, that's not good. Now we got to move it out that much more. So I had thought about that, right? The whining, and dining and all that kind of stuff, that's where I had put it. And then I met this amazing man by the name of Tom, who treated me like gold and had a job. I mean, the guy that I was in the relationship with, that I was engaged to before Tom, was like a financial planner, wealth management kind of thing. And, talked about like the 401k and, how much money
he was
wanted to have.
unemployed.
And, like but that's what he had so much money that that's what he was living off of.
Oh, well, if you live with your mother, there's not many expenses with an old car.
Yeah, exactly. And always, and paid for even though he was unemployed, he paid for everything, all that
because it
kind
made
of stuff.
him look good.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct. And that's where it was. But I'm saying that to you that's not love, right? Love is in the heart and the way that they treat you and the conversation that you have. And, there was just something. Tom was so kind. Here's the thing. And I think we've talked about this before, and I don't remember what was on the podcast or not. But, when I started dating, I made a list of all the things that I wanted in a man, right? All the things I
Deal
wanted in a
breaker
partner.
list.
That's right. And the guy that I was engaged to prior to Tom had that. But the one thing that I forgot was the list of how do I want to feel around him and how do I want to be treated.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. If I give up too soon on this person,
Yes,
who we have a lot in common with, just because he doesn't, may not want to take me to a 5-star restaurant or do this, that, we can still do other things together.
Correct. However, you have to sit down, and if that's really what you want, is that lifestyle, so to speak, right?
Right.
Then don't settle for something that's not.
Right.
But I think it's more, so I may have had that lifestyle, but the kindness that I had in Tom's heart trumped anything that I could have wanted. I mean, we've got a great life now. I wouldn't trade it for the world. But what I realized was Tom treats me the way that I always wanted to be treated. That was number one. And number two, I feel the way I always wanted to feel around Tom.
Oh, see, that's important. Does
that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Because the attributes that I made were financial and physical and all those other things, and forgot about these other two lists. And these two lists are important.
See, that's why it's important, because I've on this journey. I have a different mindset with this weight loss now. I have more confidence, and I don't want to act like I did when I was 53 pounds heavier.
Correct.
In my mind, then I really haven't learned or do anything.
Right. That's right. Which is why you shouldn't settle. Again, I remember, you talk a little bit about the Cubs guy and, being able to sit and talk and that you can have an intelligent conversation and that kind of stuff. I remember the first date that I went out with Tom is we sat at a little candy store in New Carlisle, because it was halfway in between South Bend and Michigan City. And we sat there and talked for 3 hours, and I never looked at my watch once.
Yep. That's what they say. That's how you know.
Right. And but it wasn't when you've had dealings with a narcissist before too.
Yep.
But they trigger something where it's like all of that excitement, all the time.
Because they love bomb you.
That's right. And I didn't necessarily have that with Tom. It was more of a peace that I had with him. And when I had that, I'm like, well, that's what it should feel like. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't feel like that nervous energy kind of thing all the time. It should feel that amazing peace.
Even.
That's right. And kindness. And here's the other thing. All right. So what I want you to start to be mindful of is, how does the Cubs guy treat the servers at the restaurants when you go out?
Very, very, very nicely.
Perfect.
Very
because
polite.
that is how you tell a person's character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. And how they treat their mother.
That's right.
So, I mean, I think it's kind of nice that he goes sees his mother every Sunday. I would obviously do that, or whenever she needs him.
Right.
So, I mean, I like that part of it. But I'm just hoping that, like I said, I'll know more after this weekend.
Right. Well, and I think, too, a lot of times that it might be, if they don't know, you just have to encourage. hey, this is how I'd like to be treated. And again, I remember that, we were talking a little bit with Tom and his wardrobe and stuff, and what I learned through the relationship was there wasn't anybody there to encourage him to dress nicely. There wasn't there anybody, even when he was married, right? His wife didn't, now I'm like, that's what you're going to wear?
Yep. I think I want the other wife, but no, I'm kidding.
Right? No, and so, but I don't say that to him often because of, he's got the nice golf shirts and he's got the nice shorts and he's got the shoes and all the things, right? He looks nice all the time. I don't have to say that, but it was because over the years, like, I've thought enough of him where I'll buy him things, you know what I mean? That I think he would like, or, we've done the shopping, but so even those kind of things, it's just, if they don't have anybody to encourage them, they don't know what to do. And
on that note, it's time.
It's off. We're done already.
We are done. So fast. We're done. Well, yeah, we're done already. This has been a therapy session in itself.
But you know what I always hope is that I hope with these kind of sessions, our girlfriend talk, let's just say, that there's somebody out there that's struggling with something that's similar, and it allows them to ask better questions or to really investigate where they're at to keep them from I wish that I would have gotten out of that relationship so much sooner. The one that I had before Tom, because it was ugly.
Right, but you've got to go through your own thing.
You
have to do it at your own time.
You absolutely do.
People can tell you a million times, I never liked him. I never thought he treated right. Really? Because you did tell. You never told me. Oh yes, we did tell you.
Oh yeah, and I was the same way too. I got all of those things. I got the things from people that said we didn't like him. Yeah, nothing.
I am finding though that I'm not saying so much about a person right away to another person.
Yep.
Because that way it can always come back to bite you. Because no matter how I perceive something, it doesn't mean it's true. But I already told my best friend, oh, look, he ghosted me or he did this and that. And then I find out that wasn't it. So,
Well, they always say if you want to squash a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person.
Oh, that's true. Wow.
Right. But I think the other thing is too, and I've always said that, and that's what I learned. It's really easy for someone that's already married that goes home to their significant other at the end of the night for them to give me marital advice because they're not where I'm at.
Right.
They're not single.
Everybody's got issues too.
And everybody's got stuff.
So anyway.
Everybody's got stuff.
So just take whatever information you'd like to take from this podcast. Just remember you're not alone.
That's right.
And if you're happily married, God bless you.
That's right. Hug your husband and appreciate them, or your spouse, whoever it is.
But if you have a friend, and chances are you do, that's on looking out for people, because there are more marriages now. Gray divorce.
I saw that gray divorce thing is wild to me.
More people are getting divorced later in life, so it's harder to get back on the horse. If you know what I mean.
That's right. That's right.
I was always afraid of horses myself. That's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other podcast. That's right.
Enjoy the rest of your August. I think we're going to maybe talk more about school and kids next month, right?
I don't know. It just depends on what happens. It depends on the pre-podcast as to what we talk about on the podcast. So you might want to tune in because you're not sure.
The podcast before the podcast.
That's right. That's right.
We'll work on that. But have a wonderful rest of your month. Thank you so much for listening to Unfiltered Brew. If you liked it, make sure you share it and let other people know about it. You can get a hold of me at Deb, D-E-B, at B100B100.com. And Kim?
K. Becker at HelloGorgeous.org.
Thank you again. Have a wonderful month. Thank you. Bye.
See you.